So we just did a video about magpies. I loved that video. First of all, they're like super smart. They do things like dogs do with purpose, but they also dive bomb people, which I thought was really funny. But in that video, I had a recommendation from Deb Smith and Chamea. Hopefully I'm saying those both correctly, but they recommended that I check out this video called Australia's Most Common Birds. The Backyards Naturalist is the name of the channel. Link will be down below so you can head on over and support their channel. I love these animal videos. I mean, I'm like in heaven with Australia because they have all types of animals, but the birds are amazing, and it's so cool seeing birds that I've never seen before. I know you might think it's weird, but you know, when I grew up, my mother had me sitting in the living room watching a gazelle being hunted. So and that was great. That was like highlight. I loved it. So I'm really enjoying this. All right, this is gonna be a lot of fun. Before we get going here, go ahead and like the video. Let's see what we can see. Great music.
Bird watching. It's like playing Pokemon in real life, except without the slavery and blood sports. Oh, it's okay when Ash Ketchum does it, but when I stuff native animals into my balls, I get the RSPCA called on me.
Yeah, don't do that.
Hey, I'm Darcy. You may remember me from such videos as the Magpie one or the Eucalyptus one. Today, we're going back to basics. We'll be looking
Wait, what did he say? The magpie one?
as the Magpie one or the Eucalyptus one.
Eucalyptus one. Haven't watched that yet. Australia's extreme tree. Guess what just got added to the list? The eucalyptus.
Today, we're going back to basics. We'll be looking at the most common birds in Australia.
Obviously,
Okay.
the most common birds will
Magpie.
differ depending on your state and territory. For example, magpie geese are very common.
Wait. Sorry, I keep
Will
pausing
differ
it, but
depending on
I'm
your
learning.
state.
Okay. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 states. I did not know that. Or those territories.
Territory. For example, magpie geese are very common up north, but not so much down here.
I'll be covering each bird briefly with a few little facts, and if
Okay.
you're really
Oh,
good,
wow, look at
I might
that.
do some more in-depth videos later down the track.
I won't be covering any wetland or coastal birds this time,
What?
but may make a video on them later as well.
So without further ado, let's begin.
Let's go. The lorikeet.
Colourful, energetic, and instantly recognisable, the rainbow lorikeet is the chaotic neutral of the bird world. Lorikeets can be seen almost anywhere in the country. They are in fact Australia's most spotted bird. Travelling in pairs, they feed predominantly on nectar from native flowers, but also consume nuts and seeds. They have a very unique tongue with filaments on the end to collect
that's
nectar.
scary.
The lorikeet's call is a high-pitched screeching noise, which is pretty hard to miss. Despite their innocent-looking appearance, these feisty birds are also known to mob competitors and chase them off. Here's an interesting fact. They're not native to Western Australia or Tasmania and were introduced to both places. The WA government considers them to be a pest.
What the heck? Considers them to be a pest. Do they consider the magpies to be a pest? Because they dive bomb people? But, so they're the most commonly spotted bird, so that's good. So I think I have convinced my wife that we go visit. You know, she's been like, you know, anything in Australia is going to kill her. So, you know, that's what you don't know. I mean, that's what you think before you learn what it's all about over there. But anyway, so when I go there, we need to look for, we probably will spot lorikeets. That would be pretty cool. And they're a pest. That's interesting. What's this one?
Noisy miners are high on nectar and out for blood. Much maligned by birds and people alike, these unassuming little guys have a reputation for being absolute c***s. Noisy miners are nectar drinkers, but also eat insects too. They've developed a defensive strategy that, while I admire it, works a bit too well. It goes a little something like this. Are you a being with a heartbeat within a 100-meter radius of me? Then you have chosen death.
What?
Their sugar-powered jihad drives away many other native species, creating minor exclusion zones. The problems with miners have been further exacerbated by, you guessed it, humans, as suburban habitats with lawns favour the miners. They're not to be mistaken with the Indian or common miner, who are a pest species.
Magpies.
I'd be
Australian magpie. That's why I thought they were a little bit bigger, because when we were watching The Detectorists, they looked small. So that's why I was a little bit confused. But look how big that bird is. Dang. So that would make it suck even more to get dive bombed by it. But okay, it's the Australian magpie. So the ones we saw must have been the UK magpie. I don't know.
Missed without mentioning Australia's favourite bird again, because they're absolutely everywhere. Intelligent, charismatic, feisty and brave, plus harmonica players to boot. For more info on them, check out my video.
Already saw it. Australian Corvids.
Speaking of intelligence, here are the top tier big brain birdies. There are 3 species of ravens in Australia and 2 species of crows, depending on where you live. Easily identifiable by their glossy black feathers and iconic white eyes. These gliding goths are too smart for their own good and will often be found dumpster diving because they know wherever there are humans, there's food. Their call is also pretty iconic too. They honestly deserve their own video.
Well, make one. Oh. Okay, the sulphur-crested cockatoo.
Easily one of Australia's most recognisable birds, the sulphur-crested cockatoo has a look that will turn heads and a call that will perforate eardrums.
What?
These cockies have a large, powerful beak for breaking open nuts. Seriously, one of the most enjoyable things in life is watching them eat a pine cone. They're also in the Colossal Cranium Club. Cockies in Sydney have worked out how to open wheelie bins, much to the chagrin of the local residents.
Wait a minute, that thing looked big.
Cockies in Sydney have worked out how to open wheelie bins.
That looks pretty big.
Much to the chagrin of the local residents. Neighbouring cockatoos have learnt how to do it too by watching, and the practice is spreading. Soon no bin will sit unmolested.
Ooh, look at that. The Galahs.
The sulphur-crest's cousin is the lovely Galahs, a gorgeous and genuinely good-natured bird. However, the word Galahs means fool in the Uwalare language, which is ironic because just like sulphurs, they're also very smart. These pastel pink parrots form large flocks of up to 1,000 birds in the wild and have been known to cause power outages in rural towns because their sheer numbers weigh down the power lines.
That's cool. I love the color too.
Phenomenon has been called a pink out by me just now. During the breeding season, they dig out eucalyptus hollows with their beaks and use the wood shavings and leaves to create a mattress for the eggs. It's important to preserve old eucalyptus trees with hollows so that birds like the Galahs can nest. Okay. The magpie lark, also known as the mudlark or peewee, depending on where you live, is a very common sight throughout the country. Much akin to their mudlark namesakes, these birds can be found foraging on riverbanks for hidden treasures. Appearance-wise, they're often mistaken for the Australian magpie, but are obviously much smaller. However, they do engage in the same trademark swooping behaviour. The name peewee...
They have a sign like that?
Smaller. However, they do...
Magpie larks in this area may swoop. I'm like really scared of the magpie when I go over there. Oh man, okay.
Engage in the same trademark swooping behaviour. The name peewee comes from the sound of their call.
Oh, cool.
In a stunning turn of events, magpie larks have solved the national housing crisis by building their quaint little homes out of a sustainable material, mud. But how long it will be before real estate agents start charging us $600 a week to live in these literal dirt bowls? Only time will tell.
Red wattlebird.
Red wattlebirds are the second largest honey eaters in the country. These guys don't get quite as much attention as the other birds on this list, but they're a common sight in southern Australia. The wattle in their name doesn't actually refer to the plant, but instead the fashionable flesh flaps on the side of their neck. Another telltale sign is the patch of yellow on their belly, like they've just slid down a mustard-infused slip and slide. They make a range of bizarre calls, but their standard one is a guttural kind of sound.
Oh, cool.
Like a printer having an asthma attack.
Oh, look at this one.
Pigeons get a bad name.
Oh God, that does not look like the normal pigeons. Obviously. Wow. Crested
Mostly
pigeon.
from their introduced city-dwelling members.
Oh.
But there are a number of beautiful native pigeons.
Yeah.
Foremost among them is this guy. These birds are known for their iconic whistling flight noise, which is actually produced by the shape of the wings. They make
What?
this noise to warn other pigeons of danger, and the intensity of the whistle indicates the level of peril. They're often mislabeled the top-knot pigeon, which is another wacky native species. Yep, these are definitely Australian birds.
Oh,
All in
wow.
all, I just think they're cool.
Me too. Oh, look at this one. Rosellas.
And now for the goodest boys of all. There are 6 separate species of Rosella, and depending on where you live, you'll have a local
wow.
species.
Oh.
For me, it's the beautiful crimson Rosella. These are honestly still my favorite birds to this day.
Really?
Loving and good-natured. I had a pair that would come to my bird feeder every single day, and I loved watching them. Rosellas are seed eaters, and this has historically put them at odds with farmers, who obviously got their environmental ethics from playing Doom, because many of these adorable parrots were sadly shot. Oh wow, what a beautiful bird. Get the shotgun.
Oh, come on. Whacking them Rosellas. It is a pretty bird. I think I like the one that had like, it was like white with little blue in it.
Oh wow, what a beautiful bird.
Oh, wow. What a beautiful bird.
Get the shotgun.
Wow. Look at that one. Kookaburra.
Merry, merry king of the bush is he. It's debatable whether the kookaburra or the cockatoo are the more
Kookaburra.
famous bird, but its call is unmistakable.
Oh,
They're a member
cool.
of the kingfisher family, but are
Ooh, I like that one. Hold on.
they're a member of the
That one's pretty. I like the yellow. And look at the long beak. I mean, you gotta admire the birds. That's
kingfisher
why we're watching this.
family, but are terrestrial rather than being water-based. Instead of
Oh.
fish, cookies eat predominantly insects, worms, but also lizards, frogs, and small mammals. With larger prey, they kill them by bashing them against the ground or a tree, which is exactly what I do with breast fillets at the supermarket.
Wow.
Gotta make sure it's dead.
Oh, look at this one.
A common sight throughout eastern Australia, the male superb fairy wren is renowned for its vibrant blue colour.
Okay.
The females are rather more plain looking. Their groups comprise of a breeding pair and up to 7 helpers, which are often non-breeding males. My time will come. The rate of infidelity among fairy wrens is very high. That, or they have very high trust non-monogamous relationships. Females may be courted by up to 25 males in an hour,
Oh,
and
wow.
76% of young are born to fathers outside the group, as
Whoa. This is the promiscuous group. Females courted by 25 males. Mm-hmm.
males in an hour, and 76% of young are born to fathers outside the group. As the breeding male becomes more fertile, his plumage becomes more vibrant, and his testicles grow to 5% of his body mass. This would be
What?
like a human male smuggling 2 large coconuts.
Hold on. Wow. Why am I getting excited? Like I'm 12. I don't know. But okay. Hold on. I'm going back to the big testicles, okay?
Hour, and 76% of young are born to fathers outside the group. As the breeding male becomes more fertile, his plumage becomes more vibrant, and his testicles grow to 5% of his body mass. This would be like a human male smuggling 2 large coconuts,
God.
and it gives a whole new meaning to blue balls.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Willie Wagtail.
These little dancers can be found in almost every corner of the Australian continent, identifiable by their black and white plumage, fan-like tail, and iconic white eyebrow marking, which makes them look perpetually peeved.
Wow.
Incredibly charismatic little fellas, the way the willies move is almost hypnotizing, which is a sentence I thought I'd never say. Fascinatingly, they weave a cup-shaped nest out of spider webs, animal hair, and grass, which definitely suits their eccentric nature.
Oh, I wish you would have played a little more of them, how they move. Pied currawong.
The pied currawong is a dark,
Currawong.
mysterious, and alluring avian. Wow, he's literally me. They're large black birds with white markings and striking yellow eyes. A relative of the magpie, there are actually 3 species of currawong: the pied, the grey, and the black. But the song of the pied currawong is the most famous, which is where they get their name.
Ooh,
Currawongs are altitudinal migrants,
cool.
meaning they migrate into low-lying urban areas during winter and move back to the mountains when it gets warmer. Another member of the Artamidae family, butcherbirds come in 3 flavors: grey, pied, and black. Just like currawongs, the grey butcherbird is more common in my area. These cute little fellas eat predominantly insects and small vertebrates, but they also have a penchant for baby birds.
So they're super little. 'Cause that insect looked like, I mean, it didn't look huge, but it didn't look small.
The butcherbird name comes from a unique behaviour of theirs. They impale their victims on a thorn or a branch for safekeeping. This convenient little meat hook can be used to store the delectable carcass for later consumption, or as a gift for a potential mate. And what woman wouldn't want a skewered cadaver?
Seriously.
And I'm going to have to end the list there. Honourable mentions, though, to the king parrot and the tawny frogmouth.
We're very lucky in this country to have such an astounding array of colourful and charming birds that are so commonplace. I think in our increasingly busy urban lives, we seldom stop to notice them. So if you take away anything from this video, make it this. Just stop to appreciate them once in a while.
Yeah.
That's all for this video.
Oh, wow.
I'll catch you next time.
That was a good video. I love birds. I mean, to this day, my mother sends me text messages of birds she sees because she lives in Vegas. And, you know, we don't have, and I kind of grew up there, moved there when I was like 11 years old. And you don't have all these colorful birds and everything. You see these like in a zoo or something like that. So I definitely know when we go there, I'll be taking some pictures and like a total tourist. Okay. But that was a great video. Thanks for the recommendation on that, Deb and Chamea. Hopefully I said that correctly. Deb, I think. Hold on. I gotta make sure I'm giving them props correctly. Yeah, Deb Smith. Oh, good job. I remembered. Thanks, Deb and Chamea, for the recommendations. And Chamea recommended another video on the Magpie. No, Deb did recommend another video on the Magpie. So stay tuned for that one. We'll be doing that one somewhere down the road. Hopefully you like that reaction there. If you want to see more just like it, then subscribe to the channel, man. It's easy and it's free. My name is Greg. I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.